Hi, everyone. Dawn Fisher, Morning Glory Needleworks. Welcome to my 45th FlossTube video. As always, thank you to everybody who watches, subscribes, comments, like my channel. I really appreciate it. Just a little housekeeping. As always, links are listed in the comments description section. Scroll down to the bottom and there'll be links to a couple of things I'm going to talk about today. And plus, I put chapters into my videos. So if you just want to go to Stitch of the Month, or if you've already watched it and you're coming back and just want to see one section, in that same section underneath the description, there'll be a comment, or it'll be called chapters. And there's a little timestamp next to it. It could be 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Click on that. It will take you directly to that part of the video. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I'm really excited. This won't be as long as the last one. That one I really had a lot to talk about. But it's the 1st of November, and I'm so excited about everything that's going on. Things are finally slowing down a little bit in my life update. I don't have any trips or retreats planned until January, unless something changes. Of course, there's a lot of one-day stitch-ins, but so now is a good time for me to start working on the house. I know I keep saying that, but life gets in the way. So I'm actually planning the next 2 years of retreats, teaching. I'm going to be sending out class proposals for 2025, at least one for fall of 2024, but most of these will actually be for 2025. That's how far in advance we need to send out proposals for. Most of these will be EGA seminars. I know I'm teaching at least 2 classes next fall, but I do have quite a few retreats and seminars planned for next year. So I'm trying to calm myself down and and not overdo it. But if you're interested in having me come teach for you, please contact me, Dawn at morninggloryneedleworks.com. That's in the bottom, again, with the description. I'd love to travel, but I also teach over Zoom. So if you just have a small group, that way you don't have to fly me in, you don't have to house me or feed me. I can eat my own TV dinners here. I'd be happy to teach for you over Zoom. So I'm not going to talk about it in this FlossTube, but in the next few FlossTubes, oh my God, I don't know why I'm so tired. In the next few FlossTubes, I'm going to be talking about the classes I currently offer. And I have a lot of ideas for new classes, but I need to get those done. So again, that's just a little blurb about my teaching. So if you're interested, please contact me. I'd love to teach for you. Now, another fun retreat. Oh my God, Stitcher's Hideaway. I love Stitcher's Hideaway retreats. While I was there, oh my God, while I was at the retreat at Stitcher's Hideaway, I figured out that next year, 2024, will be 20-year anniversary from my first Stitcher's Hideaway retreat with Sue Donnelly. They're now run by Jen Kane, but Sue's always there, and Sue trained Jen, so they're pretty much the same. They're all wonderful. So, of course, I haven't been able to attend for the last few years. I was so excited that I could get into this retreat because Taya Duick of Victoria's Sampler came out of retirement to teach for Stitcher's Hideaway. Believe it or not, in all the hundreds of classes I've taken, I'd never taken a class from Taya. I've done some of her designs. I've watched her videos. I've learned how to do some of the Hardanger stuff from her. So I was really glad I could get into this class. It was kind of a last minute, hey, I want to take this thing. So it was a really fun class. It was kind of different. There weren't a lot of specialty stitches. I love the project. Let me pull out. This was our little folder with the project in it. Wonderful pattern here. Let me find the front of it. I've been working on it, dutifully working on this. So this, it's going to be a trick or treat pin drum. So it's Spooky Treats drum pin cushion. So there is made as a pin cushion, and here is the entire design. And it says trick or treat, give us something good to eat. And of course, Sue Donnelly had to put trick or treat, smell my feet, give us something good to eat. So of course I'm going to do that too, because you know, that's how it goes. But this is a really wonderful, she's got black and white diagrams. She's got color diagrams, or charts, I mean, all the stitches. She teaches how to make the drum, which I've never made one before. So this should be interesting once I get it done. So let me show you. Oh, I want to show you all the threads. Oh my God. These are all silk threads. There's a whole back. Mine are a mess. Because I've been working on this. And I didn't, when I went, I was kind of unorganized. I had like a little project I was working on to keep me busy. Oh, and I brought my light. And I brought a pair of scissors and not much else. I really packed light, because I had one whole suitcase that weighed, well, when I came home, it weighed like 47 pounds. And that was just stitching stuff, not stitching stuff. It was my samples, my stitch samples that I take with me, all my patterns I had for sale or what was left of them, because I did sell some. So I really didn't bring a lot with me, so I didn't have anything for my threads. So they're kind of a mess. I do have, I think I'm either going to put them in floss away bags or in these cute little fall Halloweeny, whatever these things are called, to tags to keep them a little bit neater. But this is beautiful. This is Krynic silk. Some of it, this is needlepoint silk. Oh my God, it feels so good. If you have not stitched with silk. And then this, oops, is my favorite. We did not use a lot of this, but this Gloriana, can you see it? I don't know what it's called. Peruvian lily, but it's very autumny looking. And I'll show you where that's at. But this is my wad of silk here. And then there were some cute little decorative things. There's little flowers and a triangle and some little beads to put on it. So I'm going to stuff this back in here. So I just kind of kept it in there so I didn't lose anything as I'm losing things here. But this is as far as I have gotten. So when I was at the retreat, it was different because we kind of just started on our own, because there's really only a few specialty stitches. There is this Bargello type stitch, which I believe I've done as a stitch of the month, like a flame stitch, Bargello. It's basically a satin stitch. These are Lazy Daisy leaves. And I don't remember what the other stitch was that she taught us, but that was basically what we went over. And then she just told us to baste around the outside edge, which I did. A lot of people don't. I was kind of out of it because I'd been traveling so much, but I thought I better baste around the outside edge so I know when to stop and I know I've got the right count. So this line around the edge is going to come out when I'm done. And I worked on this spider web a little bit. I like it, but it was a lot. It's very complicated. I don't know if you can see it. It is, but it isn't. There's a lot of long straight stitches, but this was a lot of fun. And now that I have the black in my little houses, they're very cute. And there'll be little houses on this side. I've got 4 of my trick-or-treaters done. So I'm really excited. I'm having a good time. So that's what I've been working on lately, is this. And then there's another piece of linen for the top of the, where is it? For the top of the pin cushion. I don't know if she shows a picture of it. I think she does somewhere, but it's so cute. Oops. Anyway, here you can see how it's like pinned, but it's got the spider web and then it says pins on it. But anyway, I'm very excited about this. I've been having a good time stitching away. It was a fun project because everybody kind of started in different places. I started with the, I think I started with the spider web because I liked it. I started with the spider web and then I did a little bit and I got tired of it. So I went out and did the Bargello, and then I worked across and did the grass, and I ended over here and I still had thread. So I just started working this side of it. Normally I would work from left to right. So I would have worked from this way across, but everybody just kind of worked at their own speed, and Taya came around and helped everybody with any of the stitches. It was fun because she's kind of retired now. Like I said, she came out of retirement to come here. We had such a good time. We went out to dinner the night before. Sue Donnelly and Jen, who runs the retreat, and me and Taya all went out to dinner the night before. So we had a good time, just a lot of fun eating and talking about everything. And it was good because I'd met her before, but I never really sat and talked to her. And she's really nice, very friendly, very helpful, great teacher, very patient with people. But during the retreat, she kind of gave us a little bit of her history all along, how she started designing, how a Victoria sampler came about, and some of the designs. And she just did it in like 4 or 5 little sections where she would talk throughout the 2 days. It was a 2-day retreat. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. I'm just really, really happy with that. So I'm going to talk about some of the other fun stuff. Like I said, if you haven't been to a retreat, they are all different. They're all, I need to turn my phone down. I forgot to do that. That would be the one time it would go off, you know, is when you're talking about something. It never goes off except when you're in the middle of something. So anyway, but every retreat is different. Now, the last one I went to with Cindy was a lot of fun. She had a lot of projects I got to teach. Plus, she had all these wonderful make it, take it. There was just so much going on. Whereas this one was more, there was stuff going on, but you were mostly stitching. There was door prizes. There was show and tell. You know, there was a lot of stuff. Plus, there was food. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But so it started like at 10 o'clock. Of course, I'd been in the room since probably close to 8 because I had to set up. I had a table set up. Jen and Sue were wonderful. They let me bring my items and sell them. And I'll talk about the other shop that was there too. So I was in there early, but the doors open at 10. And then once everybody comes in, and we all got goodie bags, which I'm going to go through in a minute, these cute little goodie bags. And so you could say hi to everybody, talk, get settled, get your gear all set up. I only brought a hoop with me. I usually bring stitching frames. I bring all this stuff. And it was kind of nice because I didn't bring much of anything other than I had to work in hand part of the time and I worked with a hoop part of the time. But anyway, it's just fun. It was a lot more stitching, and I'm going to talk about some of her other retreats she's got coming up too, but I'm going to show you some of the things, or maybe all the things I got in my goodie bag. There's always a lot of fun stuff. Popcorn ball, I forgot about it, or it would be gone. All the candy I got is pretty much gone. So let me see what else we've got in here. There's always charts, some charts in here. Elizabeth Needleworks Designs. Here's another one. These are mostly fall Halloween-y ones. Really cute. I love this one. Isn't that cute? And then this is the Industrious Bee, really pretty sampler. And then there's also some ones that were mine, because I like to get free stuff too. And this is my favorite. I'm so excited. Well, other than the big project. This was designed by Sue Donnelly, and I'll show you the rest of them. It's Frankenfrog. Oh my God, isn't this cute? I love it so much. And it's just black work, and it's done on this. I don't know if you can really see how bright this fabric is. It is called Chartreuse. It's 30 count Weeks Dye Works Chartreuse. And she gives you the little bit of thread you need. It's, like I said, it's mostly back stitching. But isn't that just too cute? I just love it. And then, because I didn't get to go last year they got ones too. So here's the Spooky Retreat one. It's Hocus Crocus. I got Frankenfrog, Hocus Crocus, same thing, the bright green, they all match. And these, we got the Frankenfrog free, and then she had some of these left from last year. So I bought this one, and I love this one too. Count Crocula. Oh my God, are they cute? And this one's like, I don't know if you can see, it's purple and black, but they're so cute. I just love them. I had to get them. And then I also got, this was one she designed. Oh, this is also 2023, but this is Stitching in Sturbridge. It's a little, they were, Jen had these for sale. They're little, I think they're actually for knitting needles, but you can cover the end of your scissors with them. So I grabbed some. Anyway, this is Stitcher's Hideaway 1771 Public House, Colonel Ebenezer Crafts, Stitching in Sturbridge. And I really like that. So it's just, it's a little kit. So I bought that also. So, and then I won a door prize. So this is this beautiful chart from Tempting Tangles. And this is Verdant Variations, and they're all greens. It's just really pretty. Apple, absinthe, asparagus, aqua, avocado, bottle green. It just a lot of fun. Just words in different colors of green. Then we had, like when we would come back after a break or in the morning, there would be another little gift for us. So I'm not sure who made these, but aren't those cute? This is beeswax for waxing your threads, and it's a pumpkin, and it smells like beeswax. It smells really good. So there was those. Oh, I forgot. There was a spool of Krynic. Now the companies donate. Weeks Dye Work. I think I forgot. I had the thread. Oh wait, maybe it's over here. I had the thread they gave us. Ah, there it is. And I love this thread. Now that says Halloween, doesn't it? Not, it's called Trick or Treat, but I love that thread. So we got one of these. This is a 5-yard floss, and there was a Krynic in here too. Oh, I found some more candy, and it was a metallic blue. I think I took it out. And they get these. She gives you these cute little notepads in case you want to sketch something. They're little notepads. She had lip balm, which I can always use. There was, we came back one time and there was this cute little cauldron that's got a thing on it. It had a couple of candy bars in it, like Twix, that kind of thing, and Kit Kats, and that's stuck inside of it. And I love this little, I believe it's crocheted pumpkin, but it's really cool. It's got a lot of texture to it. And Jen's daughter made these. I love it. And she glued a little stick on top, but those are so cute. And then, oh, here's the Krynic. Really pretty Krynic. Very fine braid number 4. My favorite color, aqua blue. And then Jen's daughter came in, the one that made the cute little pumpkins, and they did this cute little skit with from Frankie Stein. Her daughter dressed up as Frank E. Stein, and they did this little thing where they talked about how Hardanger is scary, how if you cut the wrong thread. Anyway, so all of us got a scaredy cat. I love it, with a little pair of scissors. His little ears are back here. And there was like 3 different faces. I loved his face. And a cute pair of scissors. Mine's got sugar skulls on it. Just a cute little pair of scissors. So the kitty just holds the pair of scissors. So that was cute, little fun thing. And then I apologize, I don't remember the name of the woman that made us all these cute little needle books. Aren't they just cute? And I love the fabric. I was so glad I got this fabric. And I think that's all of that. So they also, most retreats have this, it's like a free table where people bring in items that they've either stitched or know they probably won't stitch. So they bring them in and let other people take them. I don't take a lot of that because I don't need anything else to do. But I love this. This is called the Needlework Studio. It's really more for needlepoint, but this is designed and stitched by Louis Meyer in 1998. So it's kind of vintage. And I like it because it has a lot of different stitches in it. I have so many stitch books, but anytime I see another one, especially if it's free, I grab it. So that was one of the free things I picked up. I also picked up this from the Historic Needlework Guild, and it's one of these shaker boxes, and I have several. You can see I got a couple back up over there. This one's an oblong one, and I do have some of those. And then you stitch a piece of banding and put it in there. And this tells, now this is older. This is, oh, I guess it's not, from 2000. So it is, it's 23 years old. And it says, put your hands to work and your hearts to God. And then there's a place to put your name. But anyway, so that's actually, it's not banding, it's 32 count champagne. And then you learn how to do the nun stitch to finish the edge. But again, that was free. So I grabbed that just because I have some of these baskets and I wouldn't mind putting a liner in it. Okay. Whew. So that was all that stuff. And if you've never been to a I'm trying to look at what I've talked about and what I haven't. Okay, I'm going to talk about still talk about supplies. So they always have it's usually Randy Nelson, that's who it's been for quite a few years, of the World in Stitches, and I have a link to her website, the website for her shop, again with all the comments section there. And she provides stash enhancement, which, you know, can't resist that. She brought a huge variety of linens. She had just tables and tables and tables of linens, and from 28 count to, I think the smallest she had may have been 46. But anyway, it's hard to resist when you see all this. And I did buy a couple of patterns just because they were so cute. This is Spellville by Barbara Anna Designs. I thought that was really cute, right up my alley real quick. And not only that, I think with my leftover thread from the trick or treat pin drum I'm doing, I should be able to work this. So I'm really excited about that. And I bought this linen. This is called Weathered Stone, and it looks like it's Atomic Ranch Fabrics, which I'd never heard of before. I bought it. This is a fat quarter. This is 32, but I just thought it's hard to see the color with this camera, but It's just a really pretty slightly modeled off-white color, antique white. I also bought this. This is Mother Earth, Queen of the Needles series by the Primitive Hair. If you remember in the last FlossTube, I bought another one of these. And this one, here's what the insides looks like. And I just think they're really cute. And knock on wood, haha, they shouldn't take that long to make. So matter of fact, I may, if I have enough left, I can work it in what's left of this one. I also bought this. This is called, I think it's another fat quarter. This is called Boston, and it's again 32. I believe this is a fat quarter, but I love this fabric. I don't know if you can really see. It's like the center is kind of plain, and then the ends are a little more modeled. And I just thought that was really beautiful. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put on it, but I'm sure I can find something to put on it. Again, that was by Seraphim. I think that's how Seraphim Fabrics. And that one's called Boston. And it's, you know, it's kind of a grayish green. It's very, very pretty. And then I also got, oh, that's a card I need to mail. I bought a couple of, these are strong, needle minders. I thought that one was really cute. And that's just it's like in a bottle cap type of thing with a thick varnish on it. And then I have, these magnets are really strong. So the other magnet got stuck to it. I love these. These are by Michelle Ink Designs. And this is made with reclaimed silver, I believe it is. Let's see, she talks about it on here. I thought it talked about it on here. Anyway, it's made of reclaimed silver, and I've seen these before, and I just decided to splurge and get it. I don't know if you can see it, or yeah, you can. It's a mermaid. See, and then it's a needle minder on the back. But I just thought that was really pretty, so I got that. And I think that is all I bought. Whew, that was way too much, but it is what it is. I don't get out much, so that was my splurge. I could have bought a lot more, let me tell you. So, and I love seeing Randy. We talk. She actually carries my Morning Glory Needleworks design. She recently purchased some of my designs to sell in her shop. So I always appreciate that. So again, if you've never been to Stitcher's Hideaway, the facilities are fabulous. I have not been. I know they have a retreat in Mystic also, and I believe they've changed hotels. So I have not been to that one. I love Sturbridge, and luckily this retreat was in Sturbridge. So it was fun. It was at the Public House Historic Inn in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, which was built like in the late 1700s, I believe 1771, something along that lines. The original building, if you're Facebook friends with me, I posted a lot of pictures. There's a main house where the retreat is, and that house, that's when this was built, this inn, and they have just a few rooms in that house. And then they have since built on other hotels because they fill up. So they have what's called the Motor Lodge, which was probably built in about the 1950s, 60s. It's a two-story, like an old-fashioned two-story motel. And it's a little walk from, not too far, but I've walked it in the snow, which isn't fun, but whatever. So it's up a little hill and then, you know, in another area. And those rooms are less expensive. And then they built two new beautiful buildings next to the main old building. And I stayed in one of those, and those are new. They're very nice, very nice. I had a room with just a you know, a queen size bed. It was just me, but it was very, very nice. Those buildings also have elevators, which is one of the reasons I want to be in the newer building, because I've stayed in the other buildings that are up on the hill where they're nice, they're okay, but there's no elevators. So if you're on the second floor, you're hauling suitcases up and down floors. So anyway, but I highly recommend it. They have so many weddings and things there. I think we were there on a Monday and Tuesday, and I think that weekend they had 3 or 4 weddings. They have a lot of weddings at Sturbridge, Public House. So anyway, and the food is always amazing. They make everything there. First thing in the morning, they give you, there's free coffee. They have a bakery there, and they have all sorts of yummy stuff. I did not buy any of it, but they do have, like I said, in the morning, they have free coffee and then cinnamon rolls. They're not huge, but they're really good. And you can go in there and get free cinnamon rolls for breakfast. So I did that every morning. Well, the 2 mornings of the retreat. So that was yummy. I would just sit and drink and they had really good coffee too. So then, excuse me, for the lunches and dinners. Now, when you go to Stitcher's Hideaway, all your food, not breakfast, but all your food is provided. Of course, they have free breakfast there, but and you usually get like 3 choices for lunch and 3 choices for dinner. Plus, if you're gluten-free or if anything, they can provide that too, because the restaurant is right there, and they make it separate for you if you have specific needs. So for my meals, which they were all delicious. So the first day I had crab cakes for lunch, or a crab cake, but it was a crab cake. It was really, really good. And then for dinner, I had a chicken pot pie, which was also very good. It has it's like a bowl of chicken stew almost, with a layer of puff type pastry on top. And it's a huge bowl of it. And I can usually eat maybe half of it. And then they also have desserts. Now, the first day for lunch, I was good, and I just ordered fruit. The heck was I thinking? And then for dinner, they had, I think it was pumpkin pie. They had all different choices, apple pie, all these other dessert choices. And then the second day, I had an Oriental chicken salad, which was delicious. And then for dinner, I had turkey and stuffing and everything that goes with it. Very good. Yum. So that was good. And then they had this, I got this cake. It was maple cake. It was like a yellow, I don't know, like a sponge cake. It was so good. And then maple frosting. Oh my God. I ate about half of it and saved the rest, and then ate the rest a few hours later. It was really good. So anyway, the food's always yummy, let me tell you. Let's see. So anyway, Stitcher's Hideaway, she has, I think, 4 retreats a year, 3 or 4 retreats a year. So I put a link to Stitcher's Hideaway at the bottom of the description and all that, with all my other links. So her upcoming retreat, she has one the beginning of December this year. That one's in Mystic. I'm not going to be able to attend that one. I think it's like the first weekend, or 6, 7, 8. I don't know. It's early in December, and it's called Making Memories in Mystic. And then in February, she has another retreat at Sturbridge. And those retreats, there's no instructor. It's a typical retreat. You just come and stitch. And of course, Randy Nelson from The World in Stitches is there to make sure you have stuff to take home with you. So it's a lot of fun. There's door prizes. There's show and tell. They usually do some kind of an exchange. You don't have to, but if you want to do an exchange, a little, she says whatever the theme is, and you just do that. I don't usually participate in that sometimes. Now, the one in February in Sturbridge, it's a little bit different. That one you can go anywhere from 2 days to 5 days. And again, that includes your lunch and dinner, your hotel rooms on your own. You don't have to stay at the public house. You can stay wherever you want. When I go, I haven't been, like I said, for a few years, but I usually go for the full 5 days. And it's a lot of fun, believe me. And then she also lets me set up and sell, which is nice. And people come and go. Some people only come for 2 days. Some people come for the last 2 days. Some people come for 3. So it's a Monday through Friday retreat. So I'm hoping to get into that one, to go to that one. A lot depends on what's going on. I have so much going on. So if you go to the Stitchers Hideaway website, you'll see, I think it's on the homepage down toward the bottom, they have, or she has fun reports all the way back to the first retreat Sue ever had. So like I said, I think that was in 2003. And then in 2004, she had a retreat she used to have them in Kissimmee in Florida here. And then she had some in Minnesota, and she had them all over. And then it just became too much. It's too hard to do them that far away. So she now, especially since Jen's taken over, they're just Mystic or Sturbridge, which are still wonderful. But anyway, the first one in Kissimmee, which was Betsy Stinner taught. And that was the first time I met Sue. And then that's when I took her retreat, or went to the retreat, and she was crazy. And her and I just like clicked, and we've become really good friends since then. We're always texting and talking, and she is moving to Florida. Unfortunately, it's about 3.5, 4 hours from me, but it's closer than Connecticut where she was living. But anyway, I just love the retreats. They're always fun. And she's had, they've had Jeanette Douglas teach. I know Taya has taught quite a few times. But if you go look at these fun reports, I'm in there. You'll see pictures of me back without gray hair and long hair and all the other things from 20 years ago. So, but it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Especially if you live in New England. I mean, there's people, I know Joan came from Colorado. There's people that come from all over. One of the women came from Minnesota, who used to go to her retreats in Minnesota. So people come from all over to go to these retreats, and they're just always fun. So that's enough of that. I could go on and on, obviously, about these retreats. But now, ta-da, it is November 1st. So it's time for Stitch of the Month. So after being in Sturbridge with all the beautiful fall colors, which obviously we don't get here in Central Florida, or we're kind of central West Coast Florida. We don't get a lot of fall colors, and I'm originally from Michigan, so that is one of the things I miss, is the beautiful fall colors. So anyway, well, I decided after seeing all those beautiful colors, the leaves, all that, and actually the day after the retreat, Sue and Jen and Taya and I all went out for breakfast, and we sat there for a long time and ate. And then Taya had to go to the airport also, because she was actually leaving the next day, and I was leaving that evening or early evening. So Sue just took us all over. She drove us all over all these back roads and stuff just to look at the fall colors. She made us stop at a chocolate factory. Oh no. So I had to buy some chocolate. It was so good. It's gone. Sorry. It's all like made right there, beautiful chocolate. And they had panucci fudge, which I think it's like a burnt sugar fudge. I don't know. You can't get it down here. I've not seen it. You don't see it much in the South. I used to get it in Michigan. It's a northern thing, I guess, but I got some panucci fudge and then a bunch, an assortment of two of this, two of that, two of this, two of that, of these wonderful candies that were so delicious. Anyway, back to the fall colors. I had forgotten to talk about that because that was really yummy. So what I've decided to do for this stitch of the month, we're going to do leaf stitch. And I did them in green and yellow because that's kind of how the leaves were. I don't have a good red because I'm doing it in all these colors, and my red is kind of pinky. So the yellow, you really can't see it. The yellow and the green are both kind of, they're called blendables. They're kind of variegated over dyed colors. So they do give a little bit of texture. You can't really see it here. It's so tiny. But this is what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to put this in the Stitch of the Month Facebook group. Excuse me, my allergies are acting up. And this is the leaf stitch. So here you can see. Now, if you want, you can do these all the same color. If you, excuse me, if you have a beautiful over dyed or like any of those Halloween-y fall type colors, you can do them all in that color. That would be beautiful. It didn't work for the colors I have. Excuse me. So this is the leaf stitch here. So I'm going to talk about it like I always do, and then I will demonstrate it for you. So again, here is the Stitch of the Month sampler for 2023. Look, we only have one stitch to go. I'm excited. And I have it actually all figured out and ready to go for once. Usually I'm doing this like the night before because that's what I do. So anyway, here's that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint and show you, talk about it, and then I'll go demonstrate it for you. So you just hang on and I will be right back. Okay, so here I am. So now you can see the diagrams much better. Again, these diagrams and the sampler will be posted in the Stitch of the Month Facebook group. So if you want to join that, go ahead. The link is in with all the other links, and you can be sure to answer the questions because I will send it back if you don't. And you'll be able to download those two files. I'll have them as PDFs. Hopefully I'll remember to change them. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to start. You can see we're going to start toward the bottom with step 1. So it is 7 threads. It's even with the edge of the row above on the sampler. If you're doing the sampler, on this one, it's even with the edge and 7 threads down. Then you're going to come up at 1 and you're going to count down 3 threads and 3 threads to the right and go down at 2. Then from there, I usually go back to 1 and count 6 threads across, straight across, and come up, and that is 3. And then you're going to go down at 4, which shares the same hole with 2. So there's your 2 bottom stitches. Then you're going to come up at 5, which is 1 thread above 1, and go down at 6, which is 1 thread above step 2. And you're going to continue and do both sides of the 3 like V shapes. Then you're going to come up at 13, which is 1 thread above step 9 and 1 thread to the right. And you're going to go down at 14, which is 1 thread above step 10. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then you're going to come up at 17, which is 1 thread up and 1 thread to the right of 13, and go down at 18, which is 1 thread above steps 14 and 16. Now you'll note these last 3 stitches all go in the same hole. So then you're going to do 17, 18, and you're going to come up at 19, which is 2 threads to the right of 17, and go down into the same hole as step 18. Then you're going to come up at 21, which is one thread up and one thread to the right. It's actually right in the center. And you're going to go down at 22, which shares holes with steps 18 and 20. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you on, I'm going to demonstrate the stitch for you. It's an easy stitch. It's a lot of fun, and I like the way it looks. So just hold on and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. Focus. Find my diagram so I'm doing this correctly. I have red thread. You'll have to excuse the red thread. So again, I'm going to come up at 1, find a spot here. There it is. Let me go over a little bit so you can see it. Let me turn on. That didn't help a lot. Just seeing if my light was on here. Maybe I can turn on. Just trying to get a better light. That's going to be in my way. Seems really dark to me. Anyway, so I've come up. This is step 1. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 threads to the right, 1, 2, 3 threads down. I'm using a different frame here, so it's kind of wobbly. So then I usually count 6 threads over from step 1, 2, 4, 6. So that is step 3, 4. No, that's just in my way. Step 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to come up at 5, which is 1 thread above. 1 thread above 1, and go down at 6, which is 1 thread above steps 2 and 4. So that's 5, 6. I'm going to come up here, 7, 8. So you're going to do 3 on each side. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so those 3 are all the same. Now, for step 13, you're going to come up 1 thread and 1 thread to the right, and then go down 1 thread above steps 10, 12. You're going to do that on the other side. Come up 1, in 1, and down. We're going to do that again. Up 1, 1 thread in, that is steps 17, 18, and go down in this hole. Now remember, these last 3 stitches are all going to go down into the same hole. So I'm going to go up 1 thread and 1 thread to the left of step 19 and go down into that hole. Then I'm going to come up in the center 1 thread above, oops, these 2, and that is step 21 and 20. Oh no, I got a big knot. 22. You see that? I'm gonna, I was just trying to brighten it up a little bit. I made it bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to start. Now I have it diagrammed, the next one diagrammed in gray, which is if you're going to do a different color every other one, then you would change colors. I'm going to demonstrate it in the red. So you're going to come up. The nice thing is once you do the first one, they share holes, so it's not as much counting. So on the diagram, I have this as step A. It's also step 1. So you count down, and that shared holes with step 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is step A, B, or 1, 2. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to do the same thing over again. But you can see how these are sharing holes. So once you get the first leaf in, the other ones are much easier because there's not as much counting. So I'm just going to do 2 of these because I want you to see how they share holes here. And this is kind of fun. Once you get the rhythm, there's not a lot of counting after you get your first one done. Once you understand, of course, I just stitched all of mine, so I got it in my head pretty good here. But it, like I said, it looks really good in a variegated or over dyed floss. It'll give your leaves a lot of variety. So I'm going to do the final stitch, and you can see they work up pretty quick. I did my whole row in just a few minutes. So again, there you go. There's the leaf stitch. Let's see if I can bring mine up here so you can see it in the different colors. Isn't that pretty? It still doesn't show the variegation very much, but you can see this one on the end is a little bit darker. So anyway, but it's a fun stitch. So hang on, let me go back to me and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I thought that was really fun. I hope you like it. Again, it's on the Stitch of the Month Facebook group, so be sure to join that so you can get this. And I update the chart, the full sampler chart every month also. And those, I do a new Stitch of the Month on the 1st of every month. Now my videos are posted on the 1st and the 15th. I know that seems kind of strange, but that way I know I always have my Stitch of the Month is always on the 1st, and you know when to look for it. And the 15th, just because it's kind of in the middle of the month. So that is it for FlossTube 45. A little bit shorter than last time, I hope. I haven't looked at the time yet. But thank you again to everybody who's liked, subscribed, comments on my videos. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to share your photos of your Stitch of the Month sampler or anything you're working on in Stitch of the Month. I also have a Stitch of the Day Facebook group, which is based on my Stitch, a Stitch a Day sampler, which has 365 different stitches on that. You can find that in my Etsy shop. And if there's some stitches you want to learn, let me know, and we'll see if I have them in my arsenal. I have a lot of different stitches, and if I don't, hopefully I can find it. I also usually talk about some antique sewing items. And again, all the links are posted in the bottom. Anything else? I can't think of anything. So that's it for this FlossTube. And I will see you on the 15th of November.